So when we worked on Thunderbird and our gadgets, we kind of explored a sort of war gameplay. So when I say war gameplay is a station or a gadget that you deploy and it becomes like an area of interest for the defenders and even for the attackers. But we really wanted to have a gadget that was sort of a secondary objective. Something that the attackers would have to kind of focus on to destroy, because we wanted something that could be stronger the longer it existed in a round. These turrets are very intelligent. They have their own little personality. You're gonna see it when you play the operator. They have a 2-meter radius, and if anyone walks within this 2-meter radius, the turret is gonna scan them and determine if they need a healing or not. So they're gonna look around and try to see if anyone needs some help. So the gadget can be used in mainly like 2 major ways. You can put the station directly inside the objective and use them as like a safe area that you can fall back to and get healed and then go back into the more dangerous areas. You can also use the gadget in choke points. So imagine you're on Oregon and bunker, you have a smoke, you can put a station right there, so your smoke is going to really like that because you're going to be able to get healed and survive a bit longer there. But you can place them at areas that are really like high intensity, high danger, and it's going to help people survive a bit longer. What's interesting about this gadget is it doesn't discriminate. If you're an attacker and you're within the range, you're also going to get healed. Obviously, there's a prioritization on the turret, so if for any reason you have a defender and an attacker at the same area within the range, the defender is going to be healed first. If you go into DBNO within the radius of the turret or close to it and you crawl up to it, you will receive a charge also, and you're going to have the possibility to revive yourself whenever you want. So it's not instant. You're going to get the charge, you're going to receive the pellet, and you're going to be able to maybe crawl to somewhere a bit safer and rest yourself. You can do it with attackers and defenders. So if an attacker goes down next to one, he's going to be able to pick himself up. Any utility clear will be able to deal with the gadget. It's vulnerable to bullets, vulnerable to explosions, your typical IQ, Twitch, Flores, and Thatcher. With the EMP grenade, you can disable the gadget. And let's say you have someone playing on the gadget behind a deployable shield and you really have to push this operator and get it out of the way. You can throw an EMP grenade, disable the turret, and then push whoever's playing on the turret, and you now have a gadget that you can use for yourself. So the gadget will come back online and you can use it to heal yourself. So primary weapon, she has the Spear 308, which is Finka's AR. It's a very good gun. It's a low fire rate, but a very powerful gun. She also has the SPAS 15, which is the auto shotgun that you can find on the Cavera. Secondary weapon, she has the Bearing 9, which did receive a small recoil buff. So I think Ivana players were going to appreciate that. She also has the Q929 pistol. Clearly, with the kit we gave her, we expect people to play her as a roamer. But she can very well be a very strong anchor also. With her very good gun, she can be an aggressive anchor player. She can get engagement and get back to her earlying station and get healed. She's going to work well with obviously deployable shields. If you have a deployable shield, you can play behind the shield with the station, get the heal. Thunderbird is strong against tick damage operator. When I say tick damage, I mean like Capitao with this firebolt. If you have a Kono station next to you and you get a firebolt to the face, you're going to be able to probably survive a bit longer and potentially even survive the fire. That's something that in the game hasn't been super present, which is healing and people healing each other. I'm a Duck main, have almost 100 hours on Duck, and I have to admit I don't use my heal always on my teammate. I usually use it on myself. So to have an operator right now that can really focus on healing your team and making sure that they can survive till the end of the round is something that new and something that I think new players are going to appreciate, especially if they impact themselves at the beginning of the round, which is something I've done plenty of time.
Thunderbird was born in the Nakota Territories in Saskatchewan. Her civilian name is Mina Sky. She has a very close relationship with her community, as well as her immediate family. Her mother and father instilled Nakota values. She's also very close with her father. He was the first person to introduce her to a helicopter engine. She learned to take one apart before she ever learned to fly one. Thunderbird is a very proud character. She's daring, a risk taker. She values her community, and she's also a protector, whether it's of people, the community, or the land. So Thunderbird's first introduction to a military experience was the Bold Eagle program. She completed basic military training at the age of 17, along with learning traditions and practices with community elders. She then joined the Canadian Air Force and then got her basic medical training so she could work in search and rescue. Working with a character like Thunderbird, we had 3 consultants from the Nakota Nations. There's facts you might not think of that are important or have significance within the culture. For example, we put in Thunderbird's background that she researched hydrology. This is something that really resonated with our consultants because of the connection of water to the Nakota Nations. There is the issue of access to clean sources of drinking water within most First Nation territories. This also informed the choice of her code name. Thunderbird was actually suggested by our consultants, and it really resonated with us as well. The Thunderbird is the bringer of water. So it just all kind of ties in and comes together. So we try to incorporate as much of the culture as we can with the character. Our voice actress speaks Nakota. We try in any narrative form that we can to have her speak the language. You'll notice the traditional warrior tattoos on her chin, and wagia. The word on the back of her jacket is actually the Nakota word for Thunderbird. We try to instill a sense of belonging by giving people something to relate to. Whether it's the background of a character, it can be where they were raised, where they were born, cultural identity, or even just a specialization in training or school.